President Donald Trump is working toward his goal of dismantling the Department of Education. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Chapman with you.
And I'm Josh Rowe. President Trump cannot single-handedly get rid of the department. Most of its spending and the department's existence is based on the orders of Congress.
However, he is reportedly drafting an executive order that would have his education secretary start winding down that agency. It would also urge Congress to pass a measure to abolish it.
President Trump has not signed such an order yet, but he has made it clear he intends to close the department. Here he is talking about his still unconfirmed pick for Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job, Education Department. So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools, right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world, and we're ranked at the bottom of the list.
News Channel 9's Meg Doyle has been talking with education advocates about what effect that would have on public schools here at home. Meg.
Josh, Kim, advocates I spoke with are very worried a department shutdown would have detrimental impacts, specifically on students with disabilities.
I question if he would be as independent in school or as successful as he has been.
Roddy Coe's son, Ethan, has autism and now is a senior in a Hamilton County high school.
It's been a process of him learning how to manage the things caused by autism.
The Federal Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, protected by the Department of Education, provides students a free, appropriate education, an IEP, or individualized education program.
With Ethan's IEP, I think if that hadn't been available, he wouldn't have been able to get the aid.
Carol Burris is the executive director of the Network for Public Education and thinks dismantling the program is a mistake.
And the important function of the department is that it puts strings on how that IDEA money is used when it goes to the states. So it makes sure that it protects students' rights.
And with no real clarity on what will happen to these programs if the department gets shut down.
Very worried. Very worried for the children who have disabilities, beginning in the very early preschool years where they need intervention, all the way up to age 21.
Tanya Coates is the president of the Tennessee Education Association. She thinks if the programs are moved to different departments,
the shift in could lead to these inconsistencies in the department of how students with disabilities are served.
The Federal Department of Education has been around since 1867.
We've never had another department take on that responsibility. I just know that it's still it's disheartening to know that that's going to happen.
Now, the department can only be closed by an act of Congress. Efforts to close it in the past have failed, and Republicans only have a small majority as of now. Kim.
Meg, thank you. Trump's pick for Education Secretary Linda McMahon has yet to have a confirmation hearing for the top education posts.